Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today for another prolonged fast breakfast episode. This time,
Editor's note, they've released more information about the topic before we could release the episode. So some of the information here is a bit wrong, but most of it's still correct. Even though we do kind of say that some cards are better because of this update, even though they're not because of the new information. But other than that, I hope you still enjoyed the episode, and yeah, enjoy.
this time a little bit more of a niche topic, admittedly, but I hope we'll enjoy it just the same. So we have Victor
Hello, everyone.
and Engen
Hello, everybody.
Why was Engen so much more hype than
because he's
mine?
the last one. But like,
Mine was like-
I had to be like,
And hey, Victor. And then Engen was like, and
Victor
to
exists.
welcome
Victor's here.
our
And
favorite
Engen.
person. Hi, guys.
Because I'm the special
Well, yeah,
guest
he's the
that's
last
been
one. I
on,
didn't want
like,
it to sound
3
like-
or 4 episodes.
Very special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's always been very special, Victor. So
All right, today we're gonna
we want
talk
to
about a very good topic, and we were actually gonna do another topic, like just
we'll save that for
before.
later.
But then we're like, we started talking about this topic, and it was like, let's just do this since we're already on the topic.
Yeah,
And
we're
the
already
topic for
discussing when we'll
today
record it.
Is the very popular indie game, what's it called again?
Card game.
PVZ Heroes, Plants vs
Don't-
Zombies Heroes.
The infamous card strategy game.
So I
developed
believe
by
mo-
PopCap, part of the Plants vs. Zombies
PopCap?
franchise. PopCap.
Yeah.
For those who
Fast
don't know it,
PopCap.
it's basically like Hearthstone.
Hearthstones, but Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah.
Like all the
If you
Plants
don't
vs.
know
Zombies
much
characters.
about the game series, either you get the game, you play it for 20 hours, and then you come back to this video, or I don't know, or this will all go over your head because it'll be
I don't
pretty in
think
the
20
weeds,
hours
but,
is gonna be enough.
No, it'll be enough.
Like to know every
Yeah,
single,
I don't know.
like to know every single card and like know like its stats.
No, but like you
It
get how
kinda
the game
ability.
works after 20 hours.
Why I guess so, but you don't really get to know all the characters
Yeah.
or the
You-
characters.
As it is, I would recommend you get this game because
And
I want more
play
people to
it.
play it so that PopCap realizes that they've abandoned it. Not because I think the game is any good right now.
And there's been some recent developments that have sent the community in utter shock and terror.
After not
the game-
receiving any balance changes for
Yes, the
nearly
game-
5 years, a new balance patch has been leaked. And
Leaked
is
data
probably
mine.
Data
coming to your local PVZ hero soon. Honestly, don't
Yeah.
update it and just start playing the campaign indefinitely.
The campaign's so
Honestly.
boring though.
That might.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
gotta do what you
the
gotta
changes
do.
are.
We
Let's
will
start
begin
here.
them in order according to off of our heads and not based on some Google document.
No.
Someone should stream.
Stream the
Yeah,
list.
maybe we should probably have the list there so people can actually see it.
I can stream it.
Yeah.
We have a Google Doc. We're not like professionals, so we don't have access to the super cool ones. We just have a Google
Yeah,
document with all the
yeah.
We
different changes.
We don't have the Fry
And half the things are
document
misspelled,
Frymup had his own document.
but that's not relevant.
made by his private, I don't know,
His fan
his
on
assistant.
Prolonged Fast
Yeah.
Podcast.
Okay, so
dislike
He's
this
not-
video.
get out there.
Dislike bomb
Yeah.
him.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. He's a massive YouTuber. We're gonna get like destroyed.
What do we call
I
it?
don't think there's-
So like one fan or
Oh,
one
we-
fan.
Fast Podcast.
we call him the starving people.
What? Oh, because they're prolonging their
Yeah.
fast for so long.
Yeah,
Fast heads.
Yeah, the starvers.
Galactic
Let's just
Anyways.
start. Let's just start.
An infamous card.
Oh, yeah. So
which-
if you don't know, there's multiple classes for each hero. There's heroes in the game.
yeah.
The heroes have 2 classes each.
And they can
and-
play cards from those classes.
Yeah.
Each class specializes
Yeah.
in a certain play style. Guardian is very defensive, and they have access
Is the winning class.
They have access to abilities such as armor, which reduces the incoming damage.
Yeah, but we don't
Uh,
give a shit. If you don't know about it, don't know about it. We're here to just
Team-
talk
Yeah,
about it. and complain
unfortunately, this
about
is
it.
all that you're getting because we don't have time for this. We need to move like
Fine.
lightning
Go
and
Google,
thunder.
Yeah.
go to the PVZ Heroes wiki. Do your homework. Here's your
Yeah, do your own
Fast
research.
podcast homework. Memorize the entire Plants vs Zombies Heroes wiki. Have fun.
So,
Anyways, Guardian. I feel like this is a scam upon humanity. The
Galactic
nerf.
Cactus, which used to be an infamous, well, still
I mean,
is. Yeah,
Galactic Cactus is pretty overpowered. I mean, it's
was-
not overpowered. I feel like it's a good.
I mean, the
Card.
thing is, I'm actually
It was
not.
very
Basically,
good
what that
because-
means is that it dies to barrel. Like that's the only
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
change that's
It
happening.
was a 1-cost 2/2.
Well, no, it is still a
Bullseye.
cost.
So that made it a great attacker. Yeah, I know it's still, I'm just explaining what it was used to be. And when destroyed, it does damage to everything. So all your cards
tap,
on the
full
field, all the opponent's cards, and both heroes. So it was most useful for doing like aggro damage, like aggressive damage at the start of the game. But it was also a cheap counter to cards with 3 health, because once it died, it would do an extra 1 damage to them. So,
Yeah.
but now it's been nerfed to only have 1 health instead of 2.
Hold on.
Galactic
Okay,
Cactus. It was really good starter for like I don't know.
Many
What's his name
Guardian-
again?
I mean, it was almost in every deck. You
Brass
put it in.
Knuckles. Yeah, it's like every Guardian.
Lots of guardians ran it because
Whoa.
it and Primal Potato Mine
Oh,
were
no.
like, well, Primal Potato Mine
Yeah.
is the correct answer to Conman, but like Galactic Cactus is like a wider reaching ability, and he still can
Yeah.
deal with Conman and also do other damage.
No,
it
Right. Well, in
it
Guardian
got in the
Heroes,
way of
Guardian Heroes.
barrels, like barrel plays, because you can't really ignore a Galactic Cactus doing 2 bullseye to face.
Yeah.
If you were going for like a barrel and then like the barrel breaks and all that stuff with Captain Deadbeard, it would pop the barrel early, but then it wouldn't die. Like if because often what you'd have is like multiple Galactic Cactus. So like one Galactic Cactus dies, but the other one lives because the other one did 1 damage where they had 2 health, and they would keep on
Even
attacking
one Galactic
your
Cactus could
barrel of
trade
Deadbeard,
with
but it doesn't really
barrel
matter.
Because
Yeah, and the
it
the
does 2
problem
damage,
now is
takes
it dies
only
to
1.
barrel,
Yeah.
so
It's just been made worse. Which
Yeah,
it's just
I mean,
it's
a fair trade.
But now I can just what could have died? What couldn't have not died from 1 health? What
Pied
did 1
Piper.
damage?
That's Pied
Pied
Piper.
Piper. No, there's other stuff as well, right?
The problem is this
Wait, let
nerf
me
is
check
pretty
my account.
insignificant in and of itself, but in this whole balance patch, so many things have been nerfed to have only 1 health that barrel and like Galactic Cactus are going to be run so much more. Well, mainly the plant side has
Yeah.
a lot of 1 health things.
No, I don't think plants are gonna be run. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's the thing. People just won't play plants.
Yeah, but
like, why would you play
people
plants?
who are
Update.
playing plants for some mission or something? Deadbeard, the barrel.
What?
I don't know. If they're not playing plants, the game just dies. That's a different.
Okay, but yeah, so Galactic Cactus, it's been weekended, but in and of itself, if this was like the only change, no one would be complaining, okay,
Yeah.
Galactic Cactus got nerfed, meh.
But there's a lot more cards. We
Next
should
nerf.
probably go a bit
Big,
faster.
big
Triceratops. Yes. Legendary card was
Triceratops
2 over.
was one of the craziest cards in PVZ Heroes, especially combined with Photosynthesizer, because on turn 3 you could get 2/5 minion. Yeah, with
With
Bullseye.
it's growing
which
every
keeps
turn.
on growing every turn by 1.
4/4, right?
1+1.
Triceratops.
Triceratops costs 2.
Yeah, but it'll be a 4. It'll be 4 by
now
turn
it's
3.
4, but like before. We're talking about what they were before and what the nerfs did.
Before.
Yeah, it's nerf it. It was,
But yeah,
it was
so
nerfed
if
to
you
1/2 from
and the photosynthesizer, just for those who don't remember, perhaps, the 1 cost, we'll get to it, but 1 cost gives 2 health and conjures the Galactic Gardens card.
really good card.
Which also slightly made worse, even just by the fact that Galactic Gardens cards are getting a little worse, but whatever.
Yeah, I feel like they really remove, I guess, nerfed the what's it called, Galactic pack.
Yeah,
Like-
Galactic
like-
Guard.
Still a lot of it, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot
just
of the
like-
good stuff.
A lot of the good stuff is.
I mean,
gone now.
Galactic Gardens was like really kind of like the big
to
one,
be
I
honest,
think, especially with like this stuff.
Photosynthesizer is really good, and since I never had Triceratops, I still don't have it. It's really good at one
Photosynthesizer
cost.
was just really solid.
But yeah,
Yeah, it's just a good card.
But I believe it's a good nerf because Triceratops was just so overpowered in like a Grass Knuckles Galactic deck. And it was just, what could you do? You couldn't do anything. You just lose.
I don't
after, like, turn
mind the
5.
idea of nerfing Triceratops. My only issue is well, okay, first of all, my first issue would be what they actually did to Triceratops specifically. My second issue is that it feels a little inconsistent because they seem to value legendaries on the zombie side more. Like the zombie legendaries get away with more than plant
Yeah.
legendaries. But that's like, we'll get to that. But like, so my point is that with Triceratops, I think it should be nerfed. I agree.
Like,
Wait, they did get
I'm a
nerfed.
little, I'm a little hesitant to say that this is the right way to do it, because now the problem is, why is this better than doubled mint?
yeah, it's
Doubled
not
mint.
better than doubled mint in any way.
Yeah,
No, it
it's
is better
not.
because it has bullseye,
But yeah,
and it can synergize with other stuff because it has.
It has bullseye,
It has what's it
but
called?
but it's also like
Dino
going
Roar.
to like it
Doubled
has
mint.
all
No,
the problems.
The reason why
of
it's better
doubled
is
mint,
because it has
But it doesn't
Dino
have
Roar
the
and has
advantage,
bullseye.
which is no, but it's slower than doubled mint. Like if assuming that both of them
Well, I guess so.
survive.
But it's so easy to kill off double mint.
yeah, now
It's
See,
just
now it's easy to kill the
off
Triceratops off.
Triceratops.
That's the point. That's why Triceratops was better, is because you knew it was going to survive. So that's what, like, the 3 health was the guarantee of survival.
Yeah. On turn 4,
the
now you
problem
can
double
only
mint
get a
always
1,
said it
no, 2-4,
True,
which
because
is much less impressive.
of the photosynthesizer. But
Yeah.
nerf, I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
if
guess so.
Photosynthesizer didn't get nerfed, which is the second one, but we can basically talk about that now, because these two are, like, the same
Yeah,
card, basically.
if
you don't
if
run
the
these
tri-
separately.
If the Triceratops was only nerfed by 1, it wouldn't really matter because photosynthesizer would still just make it overpowered. But
Yeah,
since
photosynthesizer still makes it like
Photosynthesizer is now
a
2.
card that you can play. But because photosynthesizer is nerfed now, I don't.
Yeah, it's like
I don't like
it's not a good one anymore. It's like not the best combo in the game.
photosynthesizer. I think photosynthesizer as a card, even if we ignore Triceratops, it's no longer like a good. It's like an okay card.
it's like an okay card.
like a mech.
Photosynthesizer used to just be really easy to run in a deck because it was just card
It was
draw.
just a 1-cost card draw that gave health, really good.
Yeah.
Like what's the 1-cost card that gives 2 health to all zombies?
Camel Crossing.
Yeah, Camel Crossing did that without the card draw, and it was kind of like, it's okay for like pet decks.
Camel Crossing is pretty good actually.
It works for pet.
It's good for.
I mean,
pet
also the
Guardian
problem
pet
is
decks
that
is good,
zombies.
yeah.
I don't think zombies
but
don't
otherwise-
benefit as much from health though. Like Guardian does because of Peak Analyst.
Yeah,
Zombies
that's
don't
true.
have like a Peak Analyst variety, but I still think that Camel Crossing is pretty strong. And like, we'll get to it, but like, Thanksgiving leftovers, whatever the hell those things are, the turkey rider stuff. Well,
Didn't
it's-
Thanksgiving get buffed and now it's cost 1?
yeah, the leftovers got buffed.
Leftovers
But yeah,
got
we'll get to
buffed.
that. Marine
Yeah,
Bean,
yeah. Moving on. Marine
next
Bean.
thing.
Marine Bean used
Marine
to be a
Bean.
pretty mediocre card. It was a
I don't know what
3-2.
It was a 3-2
3-2.
with Amphibious that got 1+1 for every Amphibious card that was already on the field when it was played. Usually,
Isn't that
you
like,
couldn't get that many other
Navy?
Amphibious
Does Navy
cards.
Bean do that? Or was that
No,
Beans?
Navy Bean's separate. It buffs all Amphibious cards by 1+1.
Oh yeah, it buffed all of them by one.
I don't know. I don't think I'll ever still play this card. Kind of still.
No,
It's
really
not
good
something
now.
you really use.
Is it?
It's yeah.
But now
because
it's strong, yeah.
3/3 Amphibious is already good on its own. Like
How much
is-
does it cost?
It's 3 only.
Yeah, that
Three.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
before because
And
it
if
was
you
a
have
3
like
cost
one
3/2.
amphibious,
It was kind of mediocre because 3/2 isn't that good because it can die really
yeah, you
easily.
can bungee plumb them.
But 3/3 trades with a lot of things, especially in the amphibious lane. And if there's nothing there, it just does like pressure because taking 3 damage.
And if you're
every turn
playing
is,
it
like,
smart,
kind
it'll
of
be a
significant.
4/4 at least.
Yeah,
Like
even if
you
you
have
have,
like
just one
something.
other thing. and I think it'll actually be
Team
really
up
good because the laser cattail also got buffed.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So like they made amphibious a lot stronger in general.
Yeah.
Well, I
it
feel
makes-
like the problem is it's not like Guardian's going to become like an amphibious class. Like people do amphibious with like green shadow. They're not gonna like
They'll
run
probably
guardian.
do it with
amphibious.
I forgot his name. Citron.
Yeah, Citron
Although
is.
Yeah,
they still
maybe.
didn't buff
Yeah.
Lily Pad for some reason. Anyways, moving on. Primal Walnut got nerfed to having 8 health instead of 9. Primal Walnut was generally a kind of mediocre card. It was good in some things, like decks, especially like Picanolith, just because it had so much health. It has a conjure ability where it conjures a card that costs 4 or more. Sometimes the conjuring can be really good, but other times you can just get one of those really mediocre like rare cards that cost 6. We'll be moving on to those cards later, soon. Why are you no one talking?
Hello again. You just left suddenly.
Um,
Continuing. Primal Walnut.
Primal
Walnut.
I was talking
This
about
was
Primal Walnut, and then I was
useless
like, why is
nerf.
no one talking? Yeah,
Why did they-
Primal
why did they-
Walnut doesn't need a nerf. I don't.
It was
I don't
just
think
used to be it used to be a 0-9.
Yeah,
Right?
it just got
And then
nerfed
it-
by
Yeah.
having
And then it's
one
just
less health
nerfed
now.
by 1, and that's it.
I mean,
I don't know why
Primal
they
does
Walnut
did
was
this.
already kind of mediocre on its own. It was strong in some niche decks, but
No, but like, there was no point in doing this though. There's like no use in
Yeah,
doing this.
Primal
One health
Walnut is
doesn't
not
matter.
an issue. Like no one thinks that Primal Walnut
he's
is an
only
issue.
an
It's
issue
a
if he's protecting something like really strong and you don't have like deadly or tricks.
Yeah, it's like you said, niche decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or then he's
Not
But
really
like, if
Canolith.
you want to say like, oh well, it's the problem because then you could say that Parasol Zombie is a problem. No one run her, but like
Oh
people
wait,
do.
no, yeah,
She's really-
Primal Walnut's untrickable. I forgot that.
Yeah, it's untrickable. That's kind of why it costs 3.
Yeah. Otherwise,
but it
it's
also
two.
conjures like it's overall decent. Like
And,
all its abilities
and it
combined,
conjures-
it's decent, but it doesn't really do anything because it conjures such expensive cards usually.
I feel like
Like
turn
the
3 is
Canolith,
usually
it's
really
okay.
valuable in a game. Like you can't
Yeah.
waste 3 on like
Yeah.
primal. Like it has to be played late game, so it like
Yeah.
you know like it doesn't actually cost the amount that like the turn that you're playing it on, like tempo and aggro, where it's like
Because
you're playing them
yeah.
on turn 4, on turn 5. You need to play it like turn 7 or 6 when you're like building up bigger stuff.
It
So I feel
conjures
like
a
this-
card that costs 4 or more.
Does it conjure a nut card, or
no,
does it
just any
conjure
card that costs 4
any
sun or
or
more.
more?
Yeah. The problem with this is
Or-
conjures have a really low chance of being like good. You have to get lucky for them to be good.
Except
then,
it's like
synergize
when it's
with your
hitting
deck.
hitting something.
Yeah. But like, usually conjured cards won't be extremely useful. That's why cheaper conjured cards are a lot better. Like things like Cheese Cutter, which generate cards cheaper. But having such expensive
Yeah,
cards is usually pretty useless because, most of the time you'll be spending like big amounts of sun on some big legendary you have. that's
Assuming that
an
it's
important
supposed to
part of
be
your
like
deck.
play Primal Walnut on 3 and then you get the 4 cost,
yeah.
or at
But it
like,
can
it's
cost
supposed to be
more than 4, so
it'll cost like 7. It'll be like a Gravitry, and then you won't do anything with Dire
Gravity only
game.
costs 6 to be fair.
The Gravity got buffed, right?
It only in this update, no, nothing happened. to
It did, right? No, I'm pretty
No,
sure it did.
it didn't. It's always been a 7/6 cost with
Grave Robber. Yeah. Let's go.
How do you spell Gravity?
G
No, it's
R
not here.
A. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Guardian. It's a Guardian card.
Bruh, what
Spikeweed
the-
Sector got nerfed to
I
a
feel
3
like
cost, which was
the-
horrible. Honestly,
Spikeweed Feather, yeah.
it was already a
Spikeweed
balanced
Feather
card.
is so essential for a lot of decks.
Like
No, people don't understand. Plant environments are
turn
garbage.
two.
They're all crap.
This was like the only good
like
good
Spikeweed Sector
environment
was a good
for
counter
plants.
and
to a lot of things.
to environments and like early game threats.
Yeah, especially
but
for
it
turn
wasn't
2.
a threatening card. Like you could just not play
Spikeweed
there,
Sector
or
It was
you
no,
could
it was
only
annoying.
reason
That's what it was.
that like pirate decks and like
Yeah.
okay, you know what? Actually, I'll put it this way. Guardian is the only reason that Gravestone and pirate decks are kept in check, because
Yeah.
Swashbucklers on the ground lanes is Spikeweed Sector to death because
And
they
then,
get
like,
grave
Blockbuster.
because they get blockbustered. It's the only thing that stops like the worst meta ever from being like everywhere is Guardian, and Guardian is dead now, so no one's gonna like use this. So like everyone's gonna be playing either Smash Pets, because of the current
I feel
changes,
like I'll still
or
be
they're all going to
using
be playing
Guardian,
like
because
Pirate.
my team my Guardian deck doesn't rely on any of these cards except
Guardians
Spike
are
Spectre.
right. No one's gonna be using Triceratops photosynthesizer anymore though.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
those are gone.
photosynthesizer is gone.
Because
Like
there's
no,
still
like I think
like
on a normal
Yeah,
level, on like a
Forget-me-nots,
non-competitive
what's
level,
the
I
one
think
card?
Guardian is still viable.
3
But
cost,
competitive, I don't think people are going
4
to be playing
damage.
Guardian anymore.
maybe. I mean, there's still Blockbuster and Gravebuster. Those are like main
Yeah, but like
draw.
you don't want to like. Yeah, but like it's a mid-game thing. You need early game. That's why
Gravebuster is
Triceratops
only
was
a 2 cost, I think.
Great.
well, yeah, but
Gravebuster?
like they need to play
Yeah,
into it.
it is.
Like you
Yeah,
can't like
fair.
you can't win a game with Gravebuster. It's only there to stop them from winning. Blockbuster, you can I guess win games with Blockbuster.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel like this
Yeah,
Spike
anyways.
Sector nerf was really. I don't like it.
Buff.
They should.
Yeah.
They should
Also,
have-
like,
Yeah,
and I get, they were probably thinking, like,
Mhm.
oh, it has a really high use rate and stuff. But like, it has to
I
because
think it has a high win rate because it's used in a lot of good decks.
Like,
but
good
it doesn't
decks,
carry
like-
those decks. It's just like
yeah,
Triceratops
decks
plus.
because
a way to
there's
answer
nothing
stuff.
better to put there as like a cheap environment. It just fills that role, you know?
And if you're going to have things like huge Giganticus, you need to give plants cheap environment that they can play across multiple different classes. Instead of the upgrade, adding to the cost of Spikeweed Sector, I think a reasonable argument could be made for making like Planet of the Grapes cheaper, or
I mean,
giving
it used to be
Megagrow
cheaper, but it was
like
run
yeah, it used to be a
lot
2
of-
cost.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know. I
or like
thought
making like
it could-
a Megagrow environment like that isn't
Mhm.
crap, like coffee grounds, I guess, but like
Well, now that Puff Shroom costs 1, no one's gonna be running Psycho Cap, so they could just nerf
That's
it.
ridiculous.
Uh,
So ridiculous that they made it.
anyways,
Puff cost.
yeah,
Well, no, the
Damien,
environment
no
is
one
still,
cares.
but
Moving
it's-
on.
Yes,
Uh,
no one gives a shit. Let's just move on.
Macadamia
Kabloom.
got buffed to a 4/5. Oh yeah. Speaking of no one,
No one
gives a
cares.
shit.
Like,
It used to be a 4/4
It's
and
macadamia
a
nut.
4/6 when played. This change doesn't really do anything. It's still pretty useless.
It's still
Uh,
pretty shit. Let's just go to
yeah.
Kabloom. Hot lava. Okay,
Lava
this is an
buff to zero
insane
cost?
buff. This is an
Yeah.
insane buff.
Hot
Like,
lava went
zero
from being
cost.
like F tier to S tier because a 0 cost environment's
Yeah.
insane. Because you can just
This is-
counter any environment.
Don't even look at it because I don't like hot lava as an environment, right? Like I think it's a
Yeah.
crap environment. But don't think of it as an environment. Think of it as like a way to replace zombie environment.
Like
and just
imagine they
you can
play
avoid
Area 22 or Transformation Station.
Yeah, then you
You
just have a
sit
zero
right
cost.
there 3 costs or 2 costs for literally nothing. It's free.
And especially, and also in like turn 2 or 1 where they place like a 1 health
Yeah.
or 2 health.
Because everything has 1
zombie.
health now.
Let's hold on, only the plant side, everything. That's the thing. That's why hot lava is worse for plants than it
Yeah.
used to be. Is everything is 1 health on the
Especially
plant
for
side.
Kabloom.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's still,
So I think
it's still a good buff in my
It's
opinion. I
still
feel like
good.
it
it,
went.
it
still
means the
good.
seedling survives the hot lava, but like I think the point here is that hot lava is a card that at a 0 cost it isn't OP. Because
You know what we
it's
should?
still
We know
not
what we should have
amazing
added. We
to
should have.
have.
You should have done a tier list. We should have done like S
Yeah, we
tier,
should have actually gone
A
like
Yeah.
tier list. But we
I
need
can.
to
I
pull
can.
out like.
I can.
No, but we need to
open
like
one
pull
up.
out stuff for it, like
Oh yeah, we need to put up the pictures. Yeah.
We'll do that
Yeah.
later. I think there might
Part
be
2 maybe.
Part 2. Yeah, we'll post it on our community page. Anyway,
Blooming.
Blooming Heart.
No
okay.
idea why that.
So this Blooming Heart.
Blooming Heart
Insane.
used to be pretty.
No, it used.
Fine.
It's like really good.
Yeah,
It
used
be
to
a
be
really
really
good,
good. Now it's just
aggro
too frail to
card.
do anything.
Yeah,
Because
it's a glass cannon.
it
It's
got
like
accelerant.
one more attack
like-
every time it did damage. It could easily like grow out of control almost. But unless
It was
you
a
were
2-2-1. one
Captain
cost.
Combustible, it was always easy to kill. So it was only a big threat if you were ignoring it.
No, but they could. It's normally I play a lot of aggro solar flare, the
Yeah,
budget one,
that's
which is
why
now
it's
ruined. Blooming Heart was good for
Blooming
early
Heart was
plays
good
in turn
because
1.
Aggro
When I
and Solar
didn't-
Flare, they do ignore
When I
it.
didn't have what's it called?
Haunting
The
Pumpkin.
one cost, yeah, hunting company.
Even
I
if you do
used
have
to use
Haunting
Blooming
Pumpkin,
Heart.
Blooming Heart is still good.
Yeah, it's still good because it
Because
just
I don't-
does a real quick damage
It's
in
just-
I don't
situations.
get
where it's
why
good.
you'd like nerf Blooming Heart though, because it's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
not, I don't.
there's
It's
no
not an
reason
OP
to nerf
card
it.
like at all. Like
Because
it
it
still
could-
dies.
Blooming,
negative
what's it
trade.
called? What's it called? the fucking
Bungee
2
plumber.
cost 1 bungee plumber. Yeah, exactly.
Like
Just
there were a
dies
lot
to
of
that.
things that killed blooming
If
If
it
it
heart.
dies to Bungee Plumber, it's very difficult for that thing to be OP. Like Doubled Mint has like the
Yeah.
strongest ability in the entire game, and it's
And
a
it
useless
dies to
card
Rolling Stone.
Because
because
it
it
just
dies
dies.
to Bungee
Yeah.
Plumber.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if it's
like,
that
Blooming
scary,
Heart could just
you can
do
still
Rolling Stone.
counter it with Rolling Stone and Bungee Plumber. And
Yeah.
even Trapper Territory works. Or
Anything works
Light-
against
And
this
the
now.
thing is here, Blooming Heart will never get to actually use its ability
'cause
if it
just
only has
dies.
one
Yeah.
I feel like they
Science.
changed. I feel like they changed the health. I think they thought it was like, let's change the damage, but like they thought
For-
okay that would just ruin the card entirely, so they
To make
changed
a
the health.
nerf, they could have made it a 1-3 maybe.
No,
Yeah, like that might work.
Because it would be
It might have
stronger,
worked, yeah.
but it would be longer
be
to
a buff.
charge up.
Yeah, because then it would positively trade with things like Headstone Carver and Con
Yeah,
Man that have 3 and 1 attack. It would live with the 3/1,
Yeah,
right?
then it
So
would
like
be
it
good.
would be, and then it would be like a threat on the field. It would be a useful 1 cost, and you still can't ignore it because
And
if you
it's-
place it
And
down,
if you still
And
want
then
it,
they
like,
and then
it would
it'll
be
remove
good.
one of the counters from a bungee plumber. It would
Yeah,
just
yeah,
stop
yeah.
that completely.
I think if you do this, what you need to do is you need to give it bullseye. If you have the 2/1, it needs to have bullseye. Otherwise, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Couple
because
does
it'll
have access
die
to bullseye
quickly.
actually, but it's used
If
so
bullseye-
rarely.
The point here, I think what they're trying to do is they're thinking Blooming Heart is supposed to be a threat that you need to answer, otherwise it grows out of control. But it's not threatening enough. A 2/1 that
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
into a 3/1 next turn isn't that scary.
That
But
was
a
never
2/1
Blooming
with
Heart's role, to
bullseye-
be honest. Blooming Heart was always meant to be like a decent counter, and
It used to
like
do.
it can.
It was just
kind
supposed
of
to do a little damage
It
in
can
the
do
beginning.
lots of damage if you ignore it. Like if you
Yeah,
have to
it's
focus on
supposed
other
to be able
cards.
to punch above its own like weight class a little bit.
Yeah.
But I feel like this castrates it completely. Okay, but whatever.
Especially if you're playing like aggro solar flare and you
Yeah.
save up to like turn 3 or something, you play down 2 haunting pumpkins, one blooming heart.
1-3
they
would be a
sh-
good nerf actually because. They
Yeah,
seem to
1-3
want to
would
nerf
make it.
aggro,
It wouldn't.
and-
I don't think it would be a nerf. I think it would be a buff.
No, it would be a nerf for like the aggro.
Well, it
but
would be a-
still
it would be a
viable
rework
in other
in, like,
situations.
it would,
I guess so. Yeah.
It would be
Because
a- it would be a
aggro
counter
would be pretty bad because like it does 1 damage.
One,
Yeah,
procs
1
your
damage,
block,
two,
and then
and
it does 2
three.
damage and procs your block, and then it
Yeah,
does
for
3
aggro, I
damage and
guess.
procs your
but
block
it
again.
would, yeah, like you said, it
And
would
yeah,
be
if you're
viable.
playing aggro,
one-
you're playing more cards anyway.
playing aggro,
So
you want Blooming Heart to be at like 4 damage. That's when it's like
Yeah.
really good.
if you're
like,
playing
if you need-
aggro, you really don't
turn.
want to like proc your opponent's block because
You don't want to be doing
Yeah.
anything less than 3 damage to face. So like,
yeah,
okay,
1 or
Puff
2 is usually just a waste, except for Blooming Heart because it grows.
it grows. But yeah, Puff
Yeah.
Shroom. Puff
Or,
Shroom got
or
nerfed
like
to a 1 cost for
Doctor
no reason.
Space Time that like hits
Puff Shroom
and
used to be amazing, yet not like extremely
Oh,
overpowered.
that's another thing. Blooming Heart doesn't kill like space times.
Oh yeah,
Like, it
it just
dies.
dies. Oh,
yeah. Now it just
You-
dies. Now it's
As a-
useless.
Like, because that's the thing. If you want to be like, oh, aggro is bad, then make Blooming Heart a defensive card where
yeah.
the longer it fights, the more it like gets powerful. Kind of like a sort of red stinger, like, oh, it's closer, it's fighting more, it gets stronger.
We should do a
But it's
revised
not-
balance update.
Crap. Okay, whatever. Blooming Heart has been butchered.
Yeah,
Uh,
now it's a shit card.
Sir, you know,
Puff
Godfather, look how they massacred
Puff
my
Shroom
boy.
has been extremely butchered.
Talk another butchered card. Yeah, Puff
Puff Shroom
Shroom.
used to
Now,
be a 0 cost 1/1.
now,
with
yeah, now it's a
team up.
1 cost 1/1. It's
So,
basically a mushroom.
Its
It's a
whole
mushroom.
gimmick was, oh yeah, it's just like any
It's a
flopper.
mushroom. What's the point of having Puff Shroom and mushroom? They're the same card.
What
Or
do you
button
mean,
mushroom.
Oh, button mushroom. Button mushroom doesn't have team up.
I don't think anyone's playing that anymore
Yeah, but
because
like,
it's 1 cost.
Puff Shroom used to be good, not because it had like good stats, but because it was
Because
so
it's
cheap.
just team out.
It could
Yeah,
use as protection, a little bit of
And
extra
Pinecone.
damage, especially in like
Pinecone.
high attack decks where you buff its attack to like 3. Oh yeah, and Pinecone.
It could
Very
be.
angry.
It could
And
use
also,
for
Pine
3
Clone is
decks.
useless now.
yeah.
Cyclone.
Psycho Yeah.
Pine clone or like anger, like increases damage by a lot, and then
Very
like,
angry.
just
Sort of
yeah,
aggro
very
kill them.
angry with lots
Yeah,
of
very
options,
angry.
which
Yeah,
is,
those
like,
are
popular.
the 3 decks I was really good at,
So
especially
it's
with
just
its
like a
environment.
general really good card for Kabloom in main
Yeah,
decks.
especially because what's the mushroom hero?
Nightcap.
Cycle Cap.
Nightcap.
Oh, Nightcap. Cycle
Nightcap
Cap.
or like Solar Flare could place down the
Yeah.
environment, like the spawn.
Oh, sure.
One,
no. Mushroom
one-
Grotto.
Yeah, Mushroom Grotto. You
Is
place
that
down
what
a
it's called?
puff shroom on it, and you get
Yeah, the
another puff shroom or
environment,
any
yeah.
card on it. So you
Yeah.
you could just play down anything on it, and you get another puff shroom, and then you
But
can
now
pine
there's
cone
no
or something.
reason at all to
Yeah.
run Puff Shroom over Shroom for 2. Except for like the team up, but like you have better team up
but like,
cards. Oh, no,
yeah,
maybe
there's
you
better
don't.
team.
You have Little Buddy if you're Solar. But no one plays Solar Flare anymore, because Solar Flare got cooked.
Cooked alive.
Yeah.
Speaking of being cooked, Zapper got nerfed to 4-1, but less.
Invasive
spoilers.
Oh, but invasive species got buffed.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
a good buff.
alongside the hot lava buff, this is like the new
Yeah, this
aggro-
isn't it.
like this is
it-
what I don't get. They nerf the aggro cards, but then they just make new aggro cards. Cause
No, but like I
this
think the
is-
point is that like these aggro cards like die because now hot lava is the thing you need to be
Yeah.
using.
No,
So
but
it's like
it's also
block
kind of like
on your aggro.
But invasive species is pretty tanky, considering you can play this on turn 2, and you get a
Yeah.
4/4.
Oh yeah, it was a 3 cost, right?
Yeah, now it's
Yeah.
only a 2. It used to be a 3 cost 2/4. So if
Yeah.
you
So you'd
had
get,
an
like,
environment,
5/4.
it'd have 5 damage.
So it's actually
So
pretty
it's still
good.
decent, but like
It's
it
the
wasn't
best,
good enough
Oh,
for
best
me.
aggro right now.
Yeah, because you had to set up an environment and hope the zombie hero didn't like go over it. And zombie environments will always be better because they have last say. Because zombie
And
tricks,
yeah.
If you
Yeah,
play a
especially
plant
when the plant
environment
plays
in
their
the same
environment
turn,
first, zombie environments are better.
yeah, the zombie can just run over that environment, and the plant hero can't do anything about it until next turn. Yeah, overall,
Seedling.
I think this is a decent buff because invasive species is now kind of meta.
Yeah,
The
especially
invasive
hot
species
lava.
actually has a place in the like current meta
Yeah.
as like a card that's usable. Because before it
basic-
wasn't really worth using.
They,
It
basic,
was
they
really
basically
forgettable
removed
before.
Blooming Heart and Puff Shroom for invasive species.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys
Seedling
feel
got
about
buffed
that?
to have 2 health. Sure, yeah.
Which is like, it's a
This
good
is
change. I don't mind.
Yeah. Seedling
It's
was
like-
really
I
bad.
feel like
it's not
the
It's like
meaningful
exceptionally-
change would be give it 3 health,
Yeah.
but 2 is like
It's
whatever.
still like bad. I wouldn't say it's good.
I mean,
No, it's
yeah,
not a good card.
It's not.
No, you just
Good.
get like a random. You just get a random 2 cost.
It's
Like-
just all right now.
Yeah, you can
Like,
get, like,
next turn.
You get
like, it doesn't-
Seedling again.
Yeah, you get Seedling. You just keep getting Seedling. Or you get like
Is
Puff
that
Shroom,
power-
then it's
guys,
great.
guys, the Paracopt.
Is that party?
Got
Oh
nerfed.
yeah, but Seedling
Yeah.
isn't meant to be good, so it's fine. Like
Seedling is a
is
meme
meant to
card.
be
Like
that
I don't.
card you put in your deck as a joke, and then you never get something good. Then one day
But
you're
it's-
feeling
it's-
mellow, and then it spawns like
it's-
Cob Cannon, and you're like, ah!
Cop Cannon got nerfed, so L.
Cob
Yes,
Cannon's
but you're not
still
excited
good,
anymore.
though.
But it's the
You-
first
You,
thing.
you
to
go
back in,
crazy when it spawns Brainana. That's what happens.
Oh yeah.
Start of turn.
But
Anyway,
it's not really good in like turn 2, is it now?
Seedling. Oh, Cob
The
Cannon.
like Seedling to Brain Nana turn 2.
Nah.
I mean, it's still
Oh,
a
it's still
4-3, but
decent.
like
It's
I mean,
decent, but like
It's still
not
really
best
good
scenario.
because you get a 4/3 and they can't play anything.
That's true. But like, we rather that
it's
in
not
like
as
later
useful
turn.
as like late game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be better.
But yes, Paracopt.
Zapper
4-1 is
another
the 4-2
aggro
because-
card in my budget aggro solar fairy deck.
Because they
that
hate
got
budget
nerfed to
players.
4-1. Now
Like
I
they
can
hate like
kill
free
by
to play
anything.
because
Yeah.
why? Like
Anything
Zapricot
can
is just
kill it.
like it literally a sneeze murders it.
Mhm.
Yeah, Zapricot used to be perfectly balanced as a 4/2 3 cost because it wasn't
Yeah,
anything
it's-
exceptional. It had average stats
It's
for its
not
costs.
Good
It did-
stats.
had no
Like
ability,
basically free, like
but it was like a good card because one, it could counter things, or then it could just do a lot of damage if they didn't have the tricks to fight it. It was good against
Yeah,
the
it-
party heroes and stuff. For the
It's
most
it's just a more expensive hunting pumpkin. But now
part.
it's
Yeah, without the
no longer-
downside of haunting pumpkin.
By the way, guys, I was watching free gym ads this whole time on
Bruh.
PVZ Heroes, and I got like almost 150 gems. It's kind of broken. I don't think they don't know how
Sizzle
to fix it.
got buffed though, which is very interesting.
But got buffed.
Sizzle.
Sizzle.
What is Sizzle, anyways?
Sizzle
Sizzle
was
is
a
the do
5
five-
cost, do
5
5 damage to a zombie. It was really bad.
Oh,
Before-
that card. It's horrible.
Yeah, But now it's
It's
actually
still
insane because it costs
pretty
3.
It costs 4.
No, it costs
3?
3. Yes.
Oh, okay, that's
and it
pretty
does
overpowered.
5 damage, which is
Yeah, it's just a better
insane.
berry plot. It seems to me like they're trying to make Kabloom like a control class.
Which I don't know why
Like
they're
you get
doing that.
free hot lava. You get like really strong because now you have berry blast and sizzle, and now sizzle is actually like
Yeah.
useful.
This is stupid because we
You-
already had control classes.
You get lava guava, which is a 4 cost instead of a 5 cost.
Oh yeah.
You're getting like becoming like a control class.
We'll get there. We talk about Zapricot. Yeah, Zapricot's just bad now.
Yeah, not
Sizzle,
really.
on the other hand, the Kabloom nerfs are kind of crazy, because you have cards that moved from like S or like A tier all the way down to like F tier, but then you also have some that went from like being awful to like always pick. Because 5
Yeah,
damage
no one
for 3
was
costs is
running
insane.
sizzle before. Now everyone is going to be running. You can honestly just replace berry blast at this point. Like it's
Almost. Like you have
Like-
Berry
Sizzle?
Blast and Sizzle, and then they just can't do anything.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's, and then if you have berry blast, because then you can have like berry blast can be for like killing like conmans and stuff, and then sizzle
Yeah.
is to, like just like kill a gargantuar, just outright murder it with 3, or like
Fair.
anything
It would've been
annoying.
alright if it were a 4 cost, honestly.
Yeah, 4 cost is like reasonable,
Like it would
but I
be
guess
great,
if
but it
lava
would be
guava
usable.
costs 4, you know,
Huh? Oh,
if lava
yeah.
guava costs,
Moving on.
it's not really fair.
Lava Guava
know.
now costs 4, which... Oh, is it because hot
Wait,
lava
it
only
got
costs
buffed.
0? Yeah.
Avocado got buff now.
Yeah.
It
Lava...
went down to 4.
Yeah, I think they're just counting like the altogether cost of lava guava as like 2 berry blasts because it does 2 damage in each like here and next door.
It does
So
6
it's like 2
damage.
berry blasts
Yeah,
and then the
two
lava.
berries.
Yeah, so it's 2 berry blasts worth. But because the hot lava is now free, it's not like they're not counting it as a 5 because it's 2 berry blasts and a hot lava that costs 1.
I guess.
So they're counting
But
it
it's
as
still
4,
pretty
maybe.
decent, especially against like sneaky decks. If you play it right, you can take down like 3 zombies, like 2 health ones and 1 3 health one. That's like
yeah,
a
it's-
pretty big value.
I was confusing Gravity with Poison Oak. Sorry, that was what I was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Poison Oak.
Because they're so similarly shit that I
Okay,
forgot
let's
about
be
it.
honest,
Tree's
no one cares
decent,
about
honestly, just because it has so much stats.
But it's a 6 cost.
Yeah, with 7.
I'd rather play Poppin' Poppies or like something else on that turn.
Yeah, but it's still decent because if they can't counter it, like it'll just eat up all their minions.
But they can just put a 1 cost something on it.
Yeah,
Or like, I guess.
they can do a 1 cost for a lot of things.
Does anyone care about Poison Oak even now that it's a 5/6?
No.
No,
Not really.
because the Poison
No.
Oak used to be a 4/5, and because it had anti-hero, it would go up to a 9/5.
9.
But
So
the
now it does
problem with
10.
Poison Oak was
Doesn't
its
this
stats
just
were so
mean that if it's
crazy that
not doing like anti-hero,
you could almost
it means
always
it
counter
still
it.
dies to cut down to size anyways? Like this just
Yeah.
means that you can't use Poison Oak like without the anti-hero ability.
Like, the only time Poison Oak could work is if they play some big Gargantuar on turn 6, and you have enough health to just completely ignore it, and then go for the Poison Oak, which doesn't
Hold
happen
on, who
often,
is
or at all.
Kabloom?
I mean, if
Megagrow? That's
Poison
combustible,
Oak
right?
hits, it's pretty good.
Well, it was
Well, like,
bad
that's
before,
impossible.
because
Kabloom
it would
Megagrow,
do
'cause that's
9 damage.
the only thing.
So, if you tried with all your might to do it, make it hit twice, the hero would still survive. But
Two.
now that it does 10, if the anti-hero hasn't changed, it's actually pretty decent. Because it can 2-shot the hero.
But, like,
Oh yeah, guys, we
I
also.
feel like it only works with Captain Combustible because then you have bonus attacks, which
Yeah.
makes opponents poison. worth
Yeah, that's
using.
true. I mean, yeah. They should have nerfed Repeat Moss.
I
This-
mean, Repeat Moss wasn't that OP. Well,
It's- bro,
it's
It's
with
Captain
one
Combustible.
hero.
Yeah.
Captain Combustible is the problem.
Yeah.
Like you need to nerf the super.
Well, make it a
the
2-cost
could be
super.
+3 instead of +4.
Black
still
Eyed
pretty
Pea
bad,
2. That's a pretty big one. That's a pretty big
Oh
one.
yeah,
for the
that's
zombies.
all the Kabloom changes, guys. Now
Oh,
onto
on to
Megagrow.
Megagrow. Which
Megagrow.
is well known
Yeah,
for
Black
being
Eyed
the
Pea
best class in the game, right guys?
Right, guys?
Applicable to Bungee Plumber is a huge thing for Black Eyed Pea.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause that's the
Black-Eyed
thing,
Pea
one
is
thing
useless
about
now.
Black-Eyed Pea-
Everybody used to run Black-Eyed Pea. It was the Megagrow card. You'd put it in like every deck.
Now it's like, why
No
do
matter
you even
your
use?
way.
Why would you?
Yeah,
point.
like, even if your deck had absolutely nothing to do with beams, you'd still have it. Just because it was so good. It'd be like a good counter,
Like-
and you couldn't deal tricks to it because it'd get better.
The only argument I'm willing to hear is that it's because Podfather is getting better.
Yeah,
And that, like-
Podfather is no cheap.
Unironically, I
Wait,
think
they
that the
didn't.
plant
They
meta.
didn't change the. It changed cost, right? No, it's a different.
Yeah, no, they changed
cost.
health, so it
Health?
survives Bungee Plumber.
Really? I thought it changed cost.
What do you...
No,
they
no,
changed...
it's
Oh,
two-
no, the cost
three-
is
three
same.
costs. It gives
It's
two
still a
to
3
each key that
cost.
you
I thought it was a 4 cost, I think.
It's a 3 cost.
But it's always been a 3 cost, yeah.
Three cost 2/3.
Yeah,
That
Podfather
gives
used
plus
to be
2,
a
plus 2.
3 cost
all
2/2. Because it had a really good ability, which was buffing all other
Yeah.
Ps. But
Yeah,
its
Podfather.
surviving was so rare that either you had to play
It's
it
like a
super
double-
late.
Megagrow has this issue.
Yeah,
Podfather and Double both have this issue of like they never survive. They're changing that with Podfather, and I think that's the reason why they're like,
Yeah.
okay, Black is so strong that if we live in like a Podfather meta, which I think might happen, we might see a lot of green shadow.
Yeah, I feel like
And, like,
Megagrow
absolute
got better, to
combustible
be
decks.
honest.
Megagrow, I think, on the basis of Podfather alone, I think it's worth saying that they got a little stronger.
Not like
Yeah.
Black-Eyed Pea decks got worse because the nerf of it, of course. But
Yeah. But if now that they
Megagrow
start
decks
running
relating to like
Podfather,
running
like,
peas and Podfather, then it's actually pretty
Yeah.
good.
we're gonna see Podfather decks, I think, become like a genuine, real part of the meta because
I
now
my
zombies don't
opinion, they
reliably kill it.
I feel like they should have buffed it to 3/3.
Podfather? No, that'd be overpowered. Cause
Make it overpowered. Megagrow has nothing.
yeah, but then everybody would just be playing.
You know, but the problem is
deck.
Megagrow
Yeah.
is like its plant, where it's like a part of the whole where when they're strong, they're too strong. The reason why Doubled Mint has to be useless is because if Doubled
Yeah.
Mint is good, it win every game. And the reason for that with Megagrow is that they have not time to shine. What's the thing? Plant food.
Yeah.
So they have the bonus win, which any Megagrow deck ever always uses plant food.
Mhm.
So if you make Megagrow plants good on their own, then basically you don't need another class. You just play strong peas because of Podfather into plant food win. And it's,
Yeah,
it's
that's
too
true.
good. That's why they need to keep it a little bit underpowered, I think, is because otherwise it's too good. When it's good, it's too good.
Fairsies, fair enough.
Time to Shine should have gotten nerfed. Speaking of. Captain
Cosmic
Combustible
P was
super.
made-
How they nerf Time to Shine though? Make it a 2 cost?
No, it's a superpower.
Just get rid of
but You know what they could
Don't
do?
have-
They could make next turn your plant does a bonus attack.
But that's kind of shit.
Well, it could be like 1+1 and then next turn it does a bonus attack.
Still kind of shit. You have to wait for a next turn to do an attack.
Yeah, but if they can't counter it, then you get 2+2.
I guess.
No, not 2+2. What do you mean? You get like to attack twice, so you can either kill whatever they place in front, or then do extra damage.
I think
Mm,
it's Cosmic P.
it's
Did
difficult
anyone
to
think
balance
Cosmic P
because
was
the
good
idea is just
ever?
crazy, too good for superpower. What'd you say, Nicholas?
Did anyone ever think Cosmic P needed to be? What if they just got rid of Cosmic?
Oh yeah, wait, they
Cosmic P could
nerf
be
Cosmic
good.
P.
But it's not. All the cosmic cards suck because they think
All
conjuring,
Cosmic cards are good.
conjuring
Would you-
some random like kangaroo rider with
Yeah, this
deadly
this
is
is
the best
this is
thing in the
definitely a
game.
nerf.
Yeah, it's a nerf. It was. Cosmic
Yeah.
P
Yeah,
was
because the
already
only
awful.
reason you're playing Cosmic P is for the Conjure. You're not playing it for the
no one's
thing
ever playing
itself.
Cosmic Peak, let's be honest. I
Cause
don't
it-
know why they did this. They should have made a 2 cost 1/1.
I think it's a little bit
Oh, yeah.
better now. Because it
No.
doesn't prop your block for.
No, but it's a
One
4
and
cost
one.
though. It's a 4
Yeah,
cost.
it's still
It's so
awful.
expensive.
Choosing turn 4. Like, think about it. I can Elderberry or I can Cosmic P.
Speaking of Elderberry,
Well, you
Back
can't
on.
elderberry. Well, you can.
Well, yeah,
but
we'll
you
talk about that.
Anyways,
Whipvine. Sure,
Whipvine.
no one cares. No one uses
What the hell
Whipvine, but
is
okay.
Whipvine?
It's
5/5 move
cost,
a
5/5.
plan. Now it's 6/5.
Or
It was a
both.
5 cost. It was just
Lime.
nothing special enough for
Move a
like
thing.
having mediocre
Yep.
stats and being really expensive.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, yeah. So
It's,
shit. And
It's what I call
one
Star
play
Sword
move
plants,
zombie.
where are like the
Yeah.
root plants get like conjured by Starch Lord, and you're like, ah, that's cool. But you don't ever like put them in your deck yourself because they're like not worth having.
Thank God they didn't nerf. What's it
We're
called?
cutting thank you
Start-
from the video.
Yeah, that's you're
Starch
being
Lord.
cut, Victor,
Oh.
in your entirety. No, they could buff Starch. They could give Starch Lord like 3 attack, honestly, and still wouldn't be
No,
like.
I think Starch Lord
Nah.
is fine as it is.
Starch Lord,
honestly.
yeah, Starch Lord is fine as a 2/4.
Starch Lord.
Like I don't think it's like underpowered, but
I
it's
feel
not
like
like amazing. Like it's nowhere
maybe-
near
Yeah, I
Megasaur.
think it's fine as it is, honestly. Because like
I feel like if they want to give,
Starch
it's fine
Lord
as it is, but if they
kind
want to
of
give it a
bad, but
buff,
it can work well, honestly, because I don't know. People always go, "Hey, Starch Lord," and then they ignore it, and then you conjure like 3 roots and like.
Yeah, and then they all like
card advantage.
win trades. The whole point
You
of Starch Lord
know
is that you're winning your trades
What
because
would
he's
be
alive.
a Starch Lord buff? If they actually made all the root plants like decent, or then like cheaper.
Yeah, if the root plants weren't crap in general, like the only reason, this is the thing. This is what I mean by like Starch Lord plants. The only way that roots are playable is if there's a Starch Lord on the board, because they're not good enough. When
Yeah.
your whip line is a 6/6 when played, it's actually okay to be a 5-cost 6/6 that moves stuff around, or now it'll be 7/6.
Well, like,
But
Whipline
on
could be
its
like
own,
a
it's not
4-5-4 instead, or like a 3-4-3, you know? Because
Yeah.
all
Huh?
these cards, like Whipvine, Smackademia, Potted Powerhouse, Super Fat Beats, is it Tough Beats?
bamboozle.
Oh yeah, Bamboozle, probably more. Oh, and then some on the zombie side as well. They're bad because their abilities aren't anything special, and they're just so expensive. So it's not worth like
Yeah,
waiting all those
Stats are
turns
not
for
enough.
that mediocre ability. If they were cheaper, it would be like way better. That's why
think,
legendary cards are
PVZ
so
Hero-
OP. Yeah.
PvP Heroes has a problem there where it's like you can't give them stats that are too high because then they'll just win the game by like doing
Mhm.
damage to face.
Yeah.
But stats are rarely enough. Like to really validate a 5 cost, you need to have like 7 attack or something, or else you need to have a really good ability
Like,
because it's
their
just
abilities
not.
are way too niche.
Like-
Like, if you think good legendary cards, like Poppin' Poppies, which is just guaranteed heal and also like plant protection with the team up, it's worth the cost because it's a really good ability. And like Brain Anna also has a really insane ability. And then
Oh yeah, Brain is overpowered. They should have
Like,
nerfed it.
they
Like
cost
at least the
6
stats.
and have mediocre stats, but they have good abilities. These bad like common and rare plants, or uncommon and rare, they just have like really high stats, and then their abilities still kind of suck.
Brain is just
Stats just aren't good
just win
enough.
the
You need to
games.
have like
Yeah.
at least strike or something.
Strike through would
But
be
yeah,
busted.
potted powerhouse. Potted powerhouse. I don't care. I
I feel
really
like
don't
these
care.
these three, no one gives a shit about.
I wish Whipvine and Super Fat Beat got like less health,
Like,
but also less
why
cost.
would you buff super fat beats to 4/4? No one cares.
What did it
That
used to be
4/4.
3-3? Yeah.
3/3, yeah, but like
Its
it already
abilities,
get,
like,
it already
1
gets,
plus 1 for
yeah,
every-
it gets that. So what's the point?
But,
Like, no
yeah,
one cares if
Super
it's like
Fat
1/1
Beats-
extra.
Super Fat Beats kind of sucks. Like, unless you're
It-
playing some Kabloom Ultra spam deck, which you can't play anymore because Puffroom costs 1.
The only way to make it better if it like cost
Yeah.
1 more, or like cost 1 less. I mean,
Yeah.
and then, like,
Fat Beat costs 6.
maybe less stats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
at a
think it costs
5 cost, it would actually be like competitive, I think, because then at turn 5, you at least have like 2 or 3 plants around. Then it would be like a 5/5 or 6/6, kind of like no
Yeah,
matter
it's a
what.
6
That's like
cost. It's a 6 cost 3/3. It's so bad.
Yeah.
yeah,
like,
and what if they have like wiped your
rather-
field out? Then you're basically bricked with like a useless card.
I'd
'cause then it
rather
won't
be like
grow.
a 4 cost 2/2 or something,
like the problem with Megagrow cards is
or 2/1.
they're actually decent only looking on paper at the stats, but like
Yeah.
you
Its
spend
abilities
so
suck.
much time saving. No, like the abilities included, like the possible stats, like strength the card could get. You know, it's
Oh, yeah.
actually good. Like just looking at that on paper, but in
just
actual
so
game,
pricey.
no one has the time to spend like 6 on
Yeah.
Bamboozle and then just
In
have it kill
Megagrow-
one
And then, like,
size.
Isn't
rocket science or
flexible at
something.
all. You need flexibility.
Yeah,
you need to
like-
be able to play like, good cheap cards that work together. That's why Triceratops Photosynthesizer is so good, because basically no matter what turn it is, you play a 2-cost Triceratops, and then you play a Photosynthesizer and something else, the Triceratops becomes a 2/4. It's such a good thing. But with my Megagrow, you're playing these massive cards. It's the same reason why Gargantuar
Yeah.
is tough.
Huge
not worth
setups
it.
And-
dedicated to them. Like
And then
power
normally,
cuts and super
even after you...
flat
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
like you need to set up almost the entire deck around them to like make them even useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. You need to
The
like
exact
make the
same
whole
reason
deck
why
around
guards
the
don't
cards.
work in this game is the reason why Megagrow
Yeah.
doesn't work. It's not
Also,
flexible enough.
like when you're facing like a Triceratops opponent and you kill off their Triceratops next turn or the next turn, they just put another one down.
Yeah,
And, like,
because it's
great.
really cheap.
I haven't
and
solved anything, yeah.
flexible.
Yeah,
you can
see,
throw
like,
stuff
oof,
out.
Problem's gone. But it's
Yeah,
just like
laser
they
cat
spend
tail.
so much sun on like everything. They can't do anything else that turn. So you just hope the opponent doesn't have some trick to remove it.
yeah, literally the only good cards are the cheap ones, like
Yeah,
the
there's
like
actually really good cheap
Pog
Mega
Troy.
cards.
Black
Peapods,
Eyed
Click Peas,
Click Peas, yeah.
Pong Troy,
Split P was mentioned? Question mark.
Torchwood,
Torture
Black
is
Eyed
meh.
Peas. No, it's pretty good.
Well, it's good now because
It's good, yeah,
Podfather's
it's
around.
really good now.
Podfather is good.
Yeah, Podfather.
Cosmic P's
It's gotten
cheap.
better by Podfather being good. I'm actually
only-
expecting
P patch as being cheap just because it costs 3 and then you need to play something on it and then gets
You can
killed.
make
Um,
growth.
I
Probably
think
the worst
Chompzilla
legendary
might
muscle
make a comeback
sprout.
because like ramp to Podfather, and then like
Why did
like play
Colosseum
P.
get buffed so hard? Yet
Oh,
P-Patch,
oh
which
no.
was already
Okay, let's move on.
worse than Colosseum, still sucks.
P-Patch.
P-Patch could be a 2-cost, and no
But
one
it's
would use it still.
But the plat gets 2/2 Langan, you don't get it.
Fertilizer,
Okay, let's
which
go to
is
laser
already
test now, guys.
awful, is infinitely
Alright,
better than P-Patch. Because for P-Patch, you need to want to play the plant with high stats. So you place it first, then the opponent gets a whole turn to get ready for what you're going to place. And then they just kill it. But if you have fertilizer, or then what's the ability? Embiggen? It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
much better. Embiggen is the same stats as P-Patch it gives. But
Yeah, it
because
is.
you can do it,
But P-Patch is
far
better,
more
right? Because it gives to
flexible.
environments and heights.
no, P-Patch just gives 2+2 when you play on it.
What's the one card that gives to environments and heights?
Oh, vegetation mutation.
Vegetation mutation. P-Patch is the fusion card.
Oh
You
yeah,
have to play
P-Patch.
something on it for it to work. That's why
Vegetation-
fusion
Come on,
cards are
people.
just
We
bad.
can't talk about P-Patch forever. Laser cattail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Bamboozle? Everyone cares about
No.
Bamboozle.
Bamboozle sucks.
Oh.
Bamboozle's
I'm
the
used
worst
to
card.
Bamboozle being a 6 because I've only played it with Starch Lord anyway, so I'm like surprised that like
Yeah,
it's
I
even a 6.
only have Bamboozle in my deck when I get it from Storage Lord.
I swear it's a 5/6.
Yeah.
It's a 5/6.
It's Bamboozle
I think
is
it's 5/6 currently.
it's a 5/6. Yeah, they buffed it
Yeah.
by 1, and that's all they did.
Wow, what an
It's not even-
influential change.
Laser cattail got buffed to 2/2. That's nice.
Well,
Makes
that is
laser
nice
cattail
because it
like it
really,
means that it becomes a 3/3 easier.
Yeah,
No,
and
no,
also
Laser Cattail's buff is really good. Because the problem
'Cause
with
it
Laser
worked.
Cattail
It's
is it had
synergized
really
with the
high
cards.
attack potential, but its
But it just
health
died.
was so low that it just died.
Yeah, because you
yeah,
need
because
to
it's
play
a
like
2/1.
you'd need to play an amphibious team up or an amphibious thing 'cause it has team up in front of it. You'd need that thing to die, and then you'd need to play another one for it to
Yeah.
get 3, so it's safe from a bungee plumber. But now that it's safe from a bungee plumber on the first one, it means that it has staying power in a way that it didn't used to.
I was gonna say they should have Sea Shroom,
Sea Shroom, the hell is
but
Sea
Sea
Shroom?
Shroom's already in the game.
It's not
It's
a game.
awful.
It's the like
Sea
bad.
Shroom would actually
bad,
be
bad.
good if it was a 0
What is
cost
Sea Shroom?
1/1 with Amphibious. It would be so.
Thief Room
team
is a
up.
2/2 amphibious like blue
Green.
bad card.
Huh?
Green, yeah. Something
It's
like
a
that.
2-cost 2/2
Like-
Amphibious. It's one of the boring common cards. Or is it uncommon? No. I think it's
What?
uncommon.
What class is it?
The Guardian.
Oh,
Guardian.
Sea Shroom would actually be so good
light-
if it were a 2/1/1 Amphibious 0 cost team up.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
you
Puff
mean-
Shroom, but better.
you mean this thing? Yeah, I hate this
Yeah.
thing.
No one.
Lightning Reed. Is anyone gonna run Lightning Reed?
Maybe it's a solid
the
card.
splash
No,
is still, but the
it's not a
splash is still
solid
1.
card. It still deals 1 splash damage, so you're just
Wait,
paying
Oh, I thought it did 2 splash damage.
If it did 2
No, the
splash
splash
damage,
is
it would actually
separate.
be so
It's
good.
not like
No, one,
shooting
yeah,
star
one.
fruit, where like it's like the damage actually bases itself
Well,
off of the.
we don't know yet because we don't know if the abilities
no,
change.
I think we saw in the splash
No,
damage
no,
was still one. Oh, but like unless they change the cards.
Yeah, no text changes were added, meaning that the abilities may or may not be reworked to fit the
Alright.
stats.
But if it's a 2/2 with splash damage 2, that's insane. Imagine he
It is
plays
actually
like 2
really strong.
swashbucklers or something. Like he
Yeah.
plays 2 gravestones apart from
Like,
each other.
you
You just
can
play that.
wipe out.
Well, obviously, he plays 2 swashbucklers, then it won't work.
They should buff
Well, if he
lightning.
plays them next to each other, then he just kills them both. Lightning
They
Weed.
should make it-
Mayflower.
They should make it do 6 splash damage.
Lightning Weed could be good as a 2/2, 2 splash damage with 3 cost.
Maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be like a balanced card.
Yeah. 'cause-
Mayflower, the 3 damage amphibious, not 3 damage, 3 cost, 2 damage. 2/4. I think that's
That's a good change, I think.
mainly to keep it surviving things like Octopult,
Yeah.
so that it stays around. Because the whole point of Mayflower is that it needs to survive and it needs to not get blocked
Mhm.
by the hero. So like it needs to
Yeah.
actually get a hit through, and because it's in amphibious lane, it's the most likely one to get blocked because it's the end of the like cycle of like hits. So like it's often like the one that gets blocked. There's like other damage is done from like ground
Mayflower.
lanes.
Mayflower.
Yeah.
What does Mayflower do?
It conjures
It,
a corn,
conjure.
squash, or boom
Oh,
whenever it hits the
that's
zombie
hard, right?
hero.
They buffed it? Oh, 2/4. That's pretty not good
It's
buff.
no, it's decent.
It's okay for a 3 cost because
I
now it
think
means
it's a
that like
good
it
buff
lives.
because it's balanced. 3/3 would have been the better buff, but I feel like it
Well,
might be a
but
little
the thing
too
is-
strong.
So I think it's better than 3/3 though because the whole because the gimmick is surviving.
Oh,
Because now
yeah.
it means that Fishy Imp can't kill it, Octopult can't kill it. Basically, nothing like cheap amphibious kills it. You
Oh,
need
yeah,
to use like
that's
Surfer
true.
Zombie.
But like, yeah, I guess 3/3 makes it harder to Rolling Stone and nerf it to.
Yeah, I think they wanted to
guess.
keep
But,
it-
like,
That would be kind of
Well-
overpowered. But they still would kill it.
Yeah.
They still be able to kill it with
They would
Yeah.
still die to like Fishy stuff. I think
Yeah.
this
the
is a
only
good medium.
attack nerf I can think of would be the shrink ray, which would affect it anyway. So yeah, I think
I
2
feel
4
like-
is
Doesn't
probably
matter.
the best path
2/4.
they could have.
2/4 or 3/3 is fine. I
Good
think
job, Pop.
Carrot
You made a
Tree,
good
buff
balance change.
5/3.
The fact it wasn't 5/3 before is kind of atrocious.
Oh, this card,
Yeah.
the
It costs
carrot
4,
cannon.
doesn't it?
It costs 4. Yeah, it costs 4
Yeah.
5 2. That's
And
gonna
it
be a
could
fun.
be killed by Bungee Plumber. That's a 3
Wait,
sun loss. It used to be a 5/2,
Ugh, so bad.
but it had team up.
Yeah,
First of
team up
all,
is not worth two
Losing all your
two whole.
stats.
No one's gonna be using this though. Like, I don't
It's
think.
alright now, because it's a
No,
bit
but
more
like,
survivable.
are you using this on your deck instead
If
of
you're
like
like playing
It's
an
not that
aggro
much better,
Smarty,
because everyone's gonna be
maybe,
running K-Explosion now.
Snaptrack? What
bean counter, no one knows what they were doing.
Literally, what
oh
did
my
they do to Bean
God.
Count? This is the worst balance change in the update. Bean
I
Counter
love-
not a
what?
buff, not a nerf.
It needs to
Bean
be like a
Counter was
bean
so
counter.
bad.
Could have easily started at 3/3 and like no problem. Like
I feel like
Yeah.
they should
Bean
change it.
Counter would be like
ability.
meh
I
if
think-
it started
I
at 3/3.
I think what they might do is change their abilities into like
Oh, maybe.
what their Winnie Beanies, like gain 2 Winnie Beanies that were 1/1, but when they're played, like they get like 2/2 or something.
I mean, I don't know. Will they change the abilities? Because in the last
but they-
Triassic balance patches, I don't know if they ever changed any abilities.
They must be, but like it got nerfed to 1/1. Why? It was already shit.
the only way to make a 4-cost 1/1 worth it is if it conjures like stonk. If it conjures magic beanstalk. That's
Yeah.
literally the only way that like bean counter would be a good card anymore.
No, but
Like-
literally, what were they thinking?
They either
Bean
have to
Counter
make the
costs
Winnie
4.
Beanies like
It
do
was
3/3.
already so bad.
Or yeah, what Nicholas
Because-
said.
Yeah, because on
Turn
itself,
4 you get
it
a
as a
2/2.
cost.
If you played on turn 6 and played both the Weenie Beanies,
You get a
you
3/3.
get a 6/6, but that's so bad. It procs the opponent's block twice. No, 3 times.
It's a waste of the space because you're playing the 2 weenie beanies, and that like 2 extra damage that comes with the 2 weenie beanies isn't good damage because it's 1 damage that isn't like bullseye or anything.
Hey.
Like this feels like they were making a Weenie Beanie buff. Like maybe Weenie
Yeah.
Beanie is free. But they forgot to do that
Weenie
bit.
Beanie should have team up.
This card should be
Seriously.
rare, to be honest.
Team up.
Yeah,
would make- Oh yeah, it's super rare too.
Mm-hmm.
They're a garbage
So-
card.
If
Yeah,
Weenie
good.
Beanie had team up, it would actually be decent. Maybe because like zero cost team
Not
up
really.
might be a little OP. No, because beans are really good, and I feel like people might just run Weenie Beanie because
You can't have it be a zero cost because then
Is
Jelly
it
Bean
a
is really
zero
good.
cost?
No, it's a one cost.
No, it's
Yeah,
one
that's what I'm
cost.
saying. So why are you saying like so
Because
zero?
it's just a bean.
Oh, like I wouldn't run a 1/1 Weenie Beanie on my deck.
With team up.
Well, yeah, but you're not running Jelly Bean. Like that's the thing. Like they're
Yeah.
working around Jelly Bean.
Well,
Uh,
what if Weenie Beanie was a 1/2 team up, one cost? That would be good.
then yeah, that would make it a lot better. A lot
Yeah.
better.
Because
That would actually make
stat
this
wise,
being
and
counter-
because like
Yeah, then it would be a 2/3. Like or even act.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I think would be done.
But then that would be like a
Bean
legendary.
counter could
Can-
be a 1/1, but every time that you play a bean counter, it's like a warlord, but only for Weenie Beanies.
Mhm.
Weenie Beanies get +1/+1,
Weenie Beanie Warlord.
that would
but
actually be decent.
you yeah, right, like you 1/1 Weenie Beanies, and you
just
keep
spam
this.
Weenie Beanie. Yeah.
Like you get Weenie Beanies every time you play the bean counter, and the bean counter makes the Weenie Beanies a little bit stronger. So it's like click peas, like warlord,
It would
and then
be,
eventually it would
it would
actually
be
be like good. Because then it would be like onion rings. You know, you get like a 1 cost
but,
4/4
but,
eventually.
you, but you do have to rely on card draw and like hoping you get another bean counter.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean that. I guess
Well,
like
if you
you
have
could
4, like usually
even
the
with
cases,
that,
if you have
like,
4
that's
of
the
one
thing,
card,
even
you're
with that
pretty
buff-
likely to get it twice or even 3
even with
times in a
that
game.
buff, I could still argue for it being a 3 cost, even with
Yeah.
that buff. Like it's still not great. Like, but the fact that with a nerf, they're still keeping it at a 4 cost is insane. I mean, no one's ever gonna use bean.
My prediction is there's no way they're not changing the abilities. They must. Like no way
I
they
would
just
be very
delete the
surprised
game
if
right
this
now.
is
For
like-
now, PopCap tweaking.
Yeah,
Actually,
okay,
good
Hunt-
buff.
wait, hold on,
Navy
guys.
Bean is now a
Navy Bean.
3/3.
Instead of being a 2/2, it's a 3/3,
Yeah.
which is like
Yeah, they
it's almost
needed
like a
it.
quality of life buff. Like it's just like a little bit better now.
No, Navy Bean is actually good now. Bean decks will
It's a-
run Navy Bean because imagine you have like a bunch of Admiral beans and like I don't know some other beans. I don't know what they run. Black Eyed Pea. haha.
Not anymore.
Haha.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
well,
We're like Lionel Peruton
Navy
and
Bean.
stuff.
Oh yeah, Navy Bean will buff. Oh yeah, and Laser Cattails. Yeah, I think that might be the meta for like Smarty now.
Well, like
Navy
laser
Bean,
cattail
Lima
plus Navy
Peridon,
Bean.
Laser Cattail, Laser Cattail, Laser Cattail.
I mean, they're and
Navy
Admiral
Bean?
Navy Bean.
Because, like, first you play, like, Lima Pleurodon or something, or Navy Bean, and then you just play Cattail and play, like, a Navy Bean in front of it. It gets stronger. Then on, like, turn 4, you just come in with Navy Bean and buff
Wait, which
everything.
which Navy Bean? The Admiral? Or
No,
just
just normal
Navy
Navy Bean. The one that's 3/3 now. It's actually really good, because...
No, but
now
you can't play it in turn 1, so 4 cost.
What do you mean? Oh, no, I'm talking about Admiral on turn 1, and then the Navy
Oh,
Bean
yeah,
comes
that's
in
what I was
later.
saying.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. It'll be a
3/5. No one cares. Can we agree? No one cares.
I
it's
care.
good now because like it was no, it used to be met before because you really had to
3,
get
4.
the setup just right for it to be useful, and it was only a 3/3. So if you
Not
couldn't
really,
buff-
I'm gonna. It's still pretty shit.
No, it's
It was a
decent
3/4,
now, 'cause-
right?
No,
No,
it
it's a
only buffs
3/3.
1 health.
No, it buffs 1 health and 1 attack.
No, it doesn't. It was
Yes.
always a 3.
What do you mean?
No, I'm looking at the game right now.
3/4.
Navy Bean.
Not Navy Bean, Melon Pole.
I wasn't talking about Melon Pone.
I was talking. You just moved on.
Bruh, I was still on Navy Bean.
Oh no, Navy Bean's really good
Stop
now.
smoking Navy
is good
Bean.
now. Navy
Move
Bean-
on.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta be faster. Man.
I'm talking about Melon Pole. Melon Pole is kind of still shit.
Melon Pult. No
No,
one cares.
no one
Move
cares
on.
about
Can we
Melon
agree?
Pult.
Like no one
Bro.
cares.
Yeah,
It's
but Navy
half-
Bean's
It's a
good.
5 cost.
Wow.
5 cost, 3, 4.
cool.
Does
Yeah.
nothing. The splash
Okay,
damage
let's
of 3.
try to get fast because we haven't even done all the plants yet. We're not even in the zone.
Oh yeah,
yet.
shit.
Oh,
We might have to.
huh.
We can just do part
Haunted.
2.
Okay. Well, no, we can just do faster. Like we're like
Yeah.
yapping for so
Hang on,
long.
what's
We
the
can, like-
time
Like
right
haunted pumpkin.
8:30. Oh.
No, no, no,
we're
no.
recording.
The fucking recording dog, not the
Cut
timer.
that, cut that. 1 hour.
1 hour? Yeah, definitely part 2.
Cut yapping, Sesh.
Well, let's finish plants then. Let's finish plants,
Yeah,
like real
and
quick.
then we'll make part
Because then
2
we
for
can do like zombies
zombies.
later.
Alright.
Okay, Haunted Pumpkin
Solar.
got nerfed to 4-1. I
Again.
can sort of see that.
No, I can't see that.
No,
My life
no.
is ruined.
Hunting Pumpkin
Solar.
was
Well,
decent
It's-
because it gave the opponent a free card.
Yeah.
Like,
it-
yeah,
But I also
you have to
feel
think
like-
powerful.
it's a
like, this
4-1.
is also, like, in my opinion, the wrong nerf. If you want to make Haunted Pumpkin weaker, then you make it a 3-2. You
Yeah,
don't
you
make
make
it a
it a-
4-1. Like,
No, you make it a 3-3 because it's already a 4-2.
3-3 might be better actually in 4-2 because it could survive so long in trade.
I
I
guess.
don't know. Depends on what they're fighting. But if it was like a space, if it were fighting a space time, it could trade and survive, for example. If it were 3-3. Yeah. Anyways.
like, it feels like what they're doing to weaken aggro cards
It's
is
just
not to
making
make
them
them
less
from
healthy,
aggro
yeah.
to tempo. It's just to make them like kamikaze cards. And it's
No,
like, what's the
the way they
what's the
aggro
point?
cards
Like-
is they just make them worse. So they're like, if they wanted to get rid of the aggro meta, they could make cards that were aggro be better in other things.
More defensive, yeah.
Or
More
like,
defensive
yeah,
or something
tempo
else.
or something.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
that's
but
my
now-
point. Like, if you want to deal with aggro, you make the aggro cards into tempo cards. You make
Yeah.
Haunted Pumpkin a 3-2 with the same ability, and then now it's more of a tempo card. It's not as good, so you can't really aggro with it. It still has the downside, but it's a cheap reaction. So now if they play Conman, you can react with it to kill something, and then it's still on the board, keeping your tempo up. That's a good card. That's something worth playing, but it's not aggro.
What if it
Doing
was
this-
3-2 and they conjure a thing that costs one more? A monster that
I mean,
costs one
I
more.
think if it was 3-2,
Or then you could
and then
just
they
make
just
it
conjure
like,
the
they
monster, it's
conjure some
fine.
specific card, like, I don't know, the pumpkin zombie.
no, I'm sure it would be it wouldn't be as good as a card, but it would be like kind of versatile in other fields, like what Nicholas said, as a 3-2.
Yeah, like, it would
Because then
stop being an aggro card, but it would still be usable.
but not as usable though.
Yeah, like not it wouldn't be as good as like that one specific thing, but it would be like a versatile card that you can still throw around if you.
I
like,
don't think
need it.
I don't think I would run
damage.
it still though.
No.
Well, yeah, but that's because you're making an aggro deck. Like
Yeah.
if you
But, like,
if you
what
need an
deck would you run
answer
it?
to Quick Draw Conman or to Headstone Carver, that would be a fine answer.
But
It
what if they
stays
just draw
alive
another?
'cause it's
What if they
3-2.
just draw another quick draw Conman
Yeah.
from the Haunting Pumpkin?
Well, hey, I'm not here to be the nerf Conman. Like, they should have nerfed Conman,
They
but
should
they
have.
didn't. That's not my fault.
I
You know,
feel
that's
like Haunting
that's
Pumpkin
James' fault.
should
Guys,
kind of
you remember when we were like, let's get
Mm.
faster about this, and then we weren't, and then we like decided to.
We're almost at the end
Applesaucer.
anyways. Don't worry. We're on the last
Oh,
class.
yeah.
It doesn't-
Move on to Applesaucer.
Haunting
Apple
Pump-
saucer.
yeah.
And this is another sadness to
This is
my
insane to
reality.
me. This is
Apple saucer
insane.
wasn't
No, this
even
is insane.
overpowered.
Why?
It was very
Apple
good,
saucer was
but
like-
not
Apple
overpowered.
saucer. Apple saucer is a very good card all
It was
all
a
around.
good card. It kind of made people play it late, which made it a little weaker, but still helped because it like can hit directly with strike through. It was
No,
also good
Apple
for
saucer was,
reaction.
like, almost perfect card design because at like the start it's pretty meh because it's just a 3-2 with no special abilities. Yeah, it's a good counter, but like it doesn't.
But like a lot of the zombie stuff has
Alright,
3 health. It's like an
damage, yeah.
earlier. It's like a turn 1. Like if they play Quick Draw Conman on turn 1, then you play Apple Saucer 2, you're reacting a turn late.
yeah.
It's not really
It's
that good.
It's a decent counter, but it's not anything game breaking. Like you don't get terrified when they just play dry apple saucer. It's just apple saucer.
Yeah, you're not like.
Yeah, it's just
Then
apple
in the
saucer,
late
but
game, you don't
uh,
get bricked
turn
with, like,
6.
useless 2-cost cards because then apple saucer is actually useful because it has strike through.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a great.
Yeah, it's
design
really like
where
interesting like dichotomy. For it.
It's like all right at the start, but in turn it gets better later. So it's
It rewards
useful
you by
throughout,
playing
yeah.
it when it's a little bit more
It's
fragile,
not like useless.
but can get stuff done.
It's not like extremely useful at one point, but then completely useless later. Kind of like, I don't know. Maybe Cheese Cutter is a really good card at like the start, but if you're playing it like turn 6, then it's kind of really easy to counter.
Yeah.
Apple Saucer is great, and the fact they nerfed it is just kind of stupid. Oh, the
Yeah,
magnifying
especially
Magnifying
got
glass.
buffed.
Magnifying Grass sucks
Sure.
ass. If
I don't
Magnifying
care.
Grass maybe had Bullseye. Or something along those lines.
Maybe not Bullseye, but just starts off with better stats. Like 2-2. No, just, I don't know, 1-4. What about 0-4?
Maybe. Like Cat Lady.
Like a Zomblob
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And how much is it? How
It's a
much
It's a 3
is...
cost.
It's a 3 cost.
Yeah,
And it has a 0-2.
yeah. And it's
Brother.
depending on the sun you made this. Well,
Yeah, and
maybe
the sun it makes.
3 health would be good. Because if you play
Yeah,
turn
because then it at
3,
least survives a bungee.
What's a lot better than 1 health now. Because I remember it's like,
Venus
what a shit
Flytrap 3-1.
Venus was?
Sure.
Venus Flytrap. Okay, let me
It's
check.
the one that does
2-2
damage and
that
heals you for the
heals
damage
for
added.
how much. This is better,
Let me-
but it's
Venus-
not good.
This is better because
Oh,
you can
they-
it's still not good because it's a 3 cost
changed
3-1.
it?
But if you play it in an empty lane and like they don't answer it, like that's pretty bad for them. So like they do have to answer it, but I don't know if I like
Yeah.
it. Like it's still not like it.
It doesn't feel like the
Honestly,
card I
Venus
run.
Flytrap could have been a 3-2.
Yeah, like the problem
Like,
with
it's
Venus
still-
Flytrap before was that it was just awful. It was a 3 cost with the stats of a 1 cost, but it heals you for 2. Little buddy also does
Yeah,
that.
for 2,
and it's free.
and then it'll die, right? Like it never
Yeah.
survived more than 1 turn.
What didn't survive more than 1 turn?
Venus Flytrap. 'cause it
Venus
was 2-2.
Flytrap.
Yeah,
Like, you wouldn't ever
kinda
play
did.
it and then it
I
would
feel like
live.
this is a
Because
good...
The zombies
I think
wouldn't
this is
let
more
it
of a
live.
buff.
This is decent.
Yeah, because
It's better
even
than
if
it
only
was, but it's
attacks
still
once.
not good. It's
Like-
it's like
Yeah, I mean,
I
think
don't
it's alright.
I don't like
'cause
the fact
tackle
that they're
costs
playing
4.
into the
No,
idea that it lives for
It costs
once though.
3.
Like
it costs
it
3. Yeah, sorry. And it's draw a card as well.
yeah.
what
Like
draws
technically it might survive, so I guess
Maybe Venus
yeah,
Flytrap
whatever.
could be 4-1, but I feel like then they'd have to get rid of all the 1 health cards because it's just getting repetitive.
apart? Yeah,
I
a
feel
lot
like
of cards are
a
1 health
3-2
now.
is like a fair buff, I think.
I
Like
mean,
I don't think it needs to be nerfed.
because the idea here they have is like
I think it could have just
Um,
stayed at the 2-2 in my opinion. I
it-
don't think it needed anything.
it will probably die, but it might just get a heal in. And if
Yeah.
they can't deal with it now, then you get an extra heal. So it's like bonus
Then you'll get
points.
like 2, so you get like
So
6,
I
which is
think
pretty good.
4-1 would work better in that aspect because you could get a bigger heal, and then the potential.
But then
extra
it'll be
heal
think-
kinda,
even bigger.
it'll be kinda
it's a
overpowered.
It would be
Punish.
decent.
Yeah.
'cause it's still 3
No, but I think the idea is that it's
a
supposed
3
to be a
cost 4-1
punish.
stats are pretty
Like,
bad.
If you
What if
know
it was
that
like
they've
a
played
3 costs
a
or
3 cost, then you
0.5.
can do something. Like
What?
if they,
A 3 cost.
how do the zombies openly play a
0.5.
3 cost though?
0.5.
How do they zombies play a 3 cost openly, like without being a gravestone? What would they play that you'd like?
Pied Piper.
What would you have to play?
Pied Piper? That's a 2 cost.
And it's in a gravestone, like a
Disco
non-gravestone
zombie.
3 cost. It's common,
Disco zombie.
I guess. Sure, whatever. They play
Wait,
disco
what-
zombie.
What did
and
you
then
say?
You
This-
well, no. The point is, the only way that this plant works is if the zombie
Cheese
player has
cutter?
no brains in their hand, and
Yeah.
you're on turn 3. They have no brains, so they played whatever they played, and you choose to ignore it to do face damage and heal for 3. It's the only way that this plant works.
Yeah.
Frady
And it's like,
Cat.
how many times does
Dog
that
walker.
situation happen?
Not
like-
much. I think 4-1 would make it better because it could also usually.
But all-
counter-
All these 1 costs are gonna die so easy to like nibble
Oh.
and stuff.
Well, yeah,
Oh, all
yeah,
these
like,
1 health.
We should make a video where we rework this update with less 1 cost. No, like
Or
completely
1 health.
devoid of all the other changes in this update. I think 4-1 would be better. But with all the other like 1 health things, yeah, 4-1's not really changing much because health
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
problem. For
Elder,
everything.
everyone's gonna be running Nimble and Cake Explosion basically. Elderberry
Yeah.
got nerfed to 2-3 from 2-4.
Elderberry, literally, they've nerfed every single card that was related to budget aggro solar flare.
My
They
son,
nerfed
my
Elderberry,
child,
Literally.
Apple
Elderberry.
Saucer.
It's
Haunted
literally just a
Pumpkin.
crappy Astrocado that doesn't come back to you.
They just
Wait,
made
so it does-
Astrocado better
so now-
because
so now it's a
pay to win.
4-3. 4-3, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I loved Elderberry so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because like
It was
it's
For-
fair that Elderberry is better than Astrocado, because Astrocado is always like
What,
purposefully
is
a little weak.
Astrocado 5-3?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5-3. Because Astrocado comes back, so it has a little less
And
health than
also,
it really should
elderberries
for a 5
evolve.
cost.
So in the case you have nothing
Yeah,
on the
and the
field,
whole point
yeah, you're
is,
cooked.
yeah. People would argue Elderberry is a 4 cost. Why is it better than Astrocado? Well, it's because it takes a card and it has to be played on another thing. Like it takes 2 cards basically to get that good Elderberry, and Astrocado comes back to your hand.
Yeah, but
as
people
the
don't
pit.
understand
Elderberry
that
doesn't.
Astrocado and Elderberry fill a different niche. Like, Elderberry's good as, like, sort of, you're nearing the end of your aggro time, you have to finish them now, finisher.
And then
And
they've already
Astrocado is
placed
like,
them.
yeah, after, like
a
the last
guaranteed
clutch,
hit.
or then if you're playing a different type of deck, Astrocado is just a late game heavy damage dealer.
Yeah, Astrocado can work as like a late game finisher or like a
Yeah.
tempo play because he comes back to you. So like you can
And
play
it doesn't
like
require
the
anything.
real point.
A
The real
defensive
point
play.
I think of Astrocado, the way it's a defensive play that also gets you damage because you do 5 damage. So let's say they play something big, not like super big, but like it has 5 health, a zombie, right?
Yeah.
You play
can
Astrocado
do
to counter,
damage.
Even
and
if
you
they
win the
use, like-
trade because you get the pit back. And
Even
then
if
you can
even if they
try
use
to
like
get it
cut down
back
to
next turn.
science, rocket science, or anything, you just get it back
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
hand.
You get the pit back, and it's not like the pit isn't OP because they can still kill it, but like it's a way where you can win trades that would otherwise be even. So that he's more of a defensive card, and because of the strike through, he also gets damage through with the defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, fully agreed.
Elderberry was really good because like it had such a good synergy with Poison Ivy. Like the synergy was really good because it wasn't like a direct synergy. Like when this happens, this gets 2+2 or something.
Yeah, like
was
turn
like
3, you place
A
down poison
game
ivy.
synergy.
It hits once, then it gets blocked by a zombie. Then you
yeah,
place
and you play
elderberry on top
and
of
then
it,
it hits and kills
and then
the
it hits
zombie.
again. Then you've done 9 damage.
And some
You've done
people
10
might
damage.
argue, oh,
nice.
but what's the
10.
difference really? Because
Elderberry
like
gets 5 attack. and so does
does
Poison
he?
Ivy. Yeah,
what's it called?
he gets +3. in
Bungee
strike.
plumber.
I
A
don't know.
bungee plumber, people would say, oh, but it doesn't really change anything. You know, you need to use 2 bungee plumbers for 4 damage. You need to use it for 3 damage. But the difference isn't
Yeah,
in
that's true. 5,
just
yeah.
the tricks there. The thing is,
So that's
Gargrath
a
is going
5-3.
to be more common anyways.
Yeah.
Now, with this new update, people are going to be using Gargrath a lot more because
Yeah.
there's a lot more 3s that used to be like
K-Explosion
4.
too,
They've been
honestly.
brought down. And K-Explosion is going to be more common as well
Because
because
it's
it's
got
cheaper.
buff.
So it's like it's just more fragile in general. It doesn't really have to be. And now there's just no upside to Astrocado, like Elderberry for Elderberry's side.
Fully agreed.
Yeah.
And let's move on
And
to
then
the
the
last
final
card.
nerf.
Final nerf.
Cobb Cannon,
Nicholas's
4/6.
favorite nerf.
Cobb Cannon got
Um,
nerfed to 4/6.
Like-
4/6.
I mean-
Which I feel like is understandable
It's
since
just justifiable. Like I get why they
it's
do
it's
that.
just Cup Cannon's a 6-cost 6/6 that when played on like
When it's
Like
played,
the
anywhere,
passive, it already has
minuses
a passive
1,
ability.
1, 2.
that always activates.
Zombies.
It does -1/-1. And then it's just also a free squash if you evolve it onto something.
Yeah, and then if you do a team up
Team-up
evolution,
evolution.
then it destroys a zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, team up evolution, which is still pretty good.
I think it's fair.
Like,
It's a fair.
A Cup Cannon is still pretty good for 4/6, and it
Yeah.
Yeah,
destroys a
the
zombie
only
if you
difference
just
is
do
that
an
now it
evolution.
doesn't
Still
like
pretty good.
it's not as much of a finisher, but I feel like it already does so
Yeah.
much that it doesn't really like. And 4 is still fine. Like it's not
Like-
like because you're doing -1
Mhm.
-1, it can kill most zombies.
Yeah.
It's just
'cause it
damage
already nerfs
based
it.
that's not.
Before it did 7 damage technically. And plus it destroyed. It was
Yeah,
kind
like-
of crazy. Yeah, I think this Cobb Cannon nerf is reasonable. And you know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not all,
okay, we're
I
at
think
the
it's
end.
a good nerf.
It's not all bad because
Yeah.
now it's immune to cut down to size.
Yeah, it is. So in some
Yeah.
senses,
That's
it's
true,
also
yeah.
like safer as a play.
It's safer but less damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're at the end of the
And it still
plans
has the
here.
same
We
amount
don't
of
we do
Yeah.
not have the time
Oh,
to do
we've
zombies right now. It would
actually
be like a
gone-
3-hour episode.
Yeah, we've already near 1 minute 20, 1 hour
yeah.
20. 1 minute 20. Yeah. Thank
Hold
you for
that 1
listening.
minute.
I hope
Let's
you
wrap it up.
If you are still here, God knows why.
I hope you understand whatever we were talking about. We spent a lot of time talking about it.
And remember, hit that subscribe button.
Like button.
Ring that
Remember,
little
hit the like
bell.
button, comment. Please, it really helps the algorithm. It's been
Smash
good-
that
good
like
talking.
button.
Okay, goodbye, guys.
See you guys
Thank you
next
for
time.
watching, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.